Welcome back to My Static Life. I'm of course Shane, and today we're looking at a BK Bluebird Carnival. Now, I've never actually been in a BK Bluebird, or I think that's the name of the company. This is a BK Bluebird Carnival. Right, now this is a two-bed, a 2012 Caravan. Let's flip round and have a look. So, this Caravan is for sale, look, for 21,495. You can get this for just £279. Now it is second hand. It is a 2012 model. Right, it's two bed, but look, as you come around this little path, if it's staying here, you've got like your own little garden. Admittedly, there's a barrier fence because you are right next to the clubhouse and the sales office, which is over there, look. And last week a truck knocked off that barrier. So look, we come on up. Now I like this Caravan. I've just been in to drop my bag in and look at that kitchen that we come to. Isn't that a nice looking kitchen? Let me just tell you, I've started a mailing list. Now, if you join this mailing list, not only will you get updated on caravans for sale and tips and hints about buying them, but I'm also going to be creating a buyer's guide that you will get absolutely free. Plus, I'm going to send you details on how to join my free raffle. So it'll be My Static Life raffle to win £25 Amazon voucher, and you can enter that for free. And there'll also be details on how to enter a raffle to win a brand new Caravan. How good does that sound? Looking at this kitchen, look at them lovely white doors. I really like that, them white doors against that wood there. I think that's a beautiful contrast. Really got a really nice cottagey feel to it. And look at them handles, they're really nice silver handles. And then we've got this black worktop. I reckon this Caravan belonged to an owner, and I think they've kept it in really good condition. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can see there's some things that may need a bit of a clean and a bit of a scrub down, but the Caravan itself is in really good condition. And look at that, is that an extract? No, there's no extractor fan. I thought that was going to be some epic extractor fan there, but it's not. It's just like a big hood, and then it's not going anywhere actually, it's just a hood, right? Anyway, coming round, we've got a lot of storage in these cupboards, big cupboards, got a nice fabric blind, and it is quite nice that. Look at that. I mean, you don't see blinds, that's a good quality blind. I expect that's not, didn't come with a model, maybe they've replaced that. And then we've got space for a microwave, storage above it. But yeah, I love how it creates this little island effect. You see this with a lot of new caravans now, how they have this sort of like island effect that separates from the living room. Now, looking at the living room, if we scan round, look how big that sofa is, and it comes round to the dining table. Again, ignore my stuff, I've just thrown them there as I've come in. A couple of puffets, and we've got a nice round table set out nice. But then look what we have here. We've got almost like a church effect going on. We've got big wooden pelmet, and then these big windows that give you a lot of light. So let's take a seat on these chairs. And yeah, this is comfy. It's comfy, it's cozy. Now we've got a little gas fire there. Not sure if it's got central heating. I haven't seen any radiators. Oh yeah, there were radiator just by the door, sorry. But you've got a gas fire there to help warm it up. Now it looks like whoever owned this Caravan has been running extension cables around in order to get power to different areas. There's no plug socket there, but they have put in an extra plug socket behind the sofa, look, which you probably then end up sticking another one in. Oh, look, so there's one there, and then they've stuck in a plug socket over there as well. And that is primarily, I would have thought, so on an evening, as you sat watching TV in this corner, you can have your phone plugged in and you can mess about on your phone, or maybe kids are playing on the tablet. Obviously, whoever did that were thinking ahead of the times, because it's a big old chunky box one, but at least they've got one, right? And then we've got this little area, like I said, for the TV. Nice big mirror. And then we've got shelving for all your tat and stuff. I mean, what's that? What's that meant to be? I don't know what that is. Probably just broke it. Maybe it's a light. Who knows? And again, you've got a bit of a shelving area behind the sofa for, again, more tatty stuff. Personally, I just put a cup of tea on there. Right. Coming around, the carpet feels nice and soft as well. Couple of puffies there. Now, I didn't show you this before, but the fridge is actually over in this corner near the door. Only a single fridge. And then you've got a cupboard above it that you might store other food. If it were me, I'd be tempted to get rid of this shelf. I'm sure it comes out easy. And see if you can squeeze a double fridge freezer in there. And if you can't, then maybe even take that cupboard out to get one in. Right, let's go down the corridor, see what we're faced with. Now, you've got to bear in mind that these caravans are open to public, so we've got no idea what state they'll be in when we come in. Alright, so first of all, first door we come to is a little boiler room. And look, there's hooks on the side, so if someone's put in space to put coats on, good idea. And then we turn around and we've got a door to his left, so let's go in this door. So, kids' bedroom, decent. It looks spacious, to be honest. Can walk between middle of them quite easily. Got little cupboards there, and then cupboards also there. And look, it's got heated, like them fan heaters, heating it in here. So we haven't got radiators everywhere. Maybe radiators were an additional thing, but you've got a little fan heater, which I'm sure helps heat it up nicely. So if we come back round, the next door presumably is a bathroom. So yeah, I mean, it looks quite nice. Got a nice, stylish looking sink with cupboard underneath it. A mirror, that's obviously a cupboard as well. So you can store toothbrushes. They've also put some up there. So you can put your toothbrushes actually in there. A rail for your towel. And then a reasonably sized shower. It's actually set really high, this shower. So if you're over 6 foot, you're going to be alright with this. I mean, that's massive for me. And it looks like it goes a touch higher as well. So, you know, you'll probably be alright even if you're like 6'5". But if you're particularly wide, you might find it a little bit trickier. And there is a shelf there, which is good for putting shampoo, conditioner on. Just makes life a bit easier, doesn't it? And then again, we've got big towel rail, keeping everything warm. Blind above, nice. And they put a little shelf above the toilet. Again, the toilet is next to the door. Weird design, I think. So, coming on through, we've got the bedroom. Now, the bedroom looks good to me, doesn't it? I'm sure you'll think it's good. You got to remember, when it's only 2 bed, isn't it, this? Yeah, it's only 2 bed. So it does seem a little bit tight on space, actually. But you've got a big bed. It looks like this is a bed that somebody's put in. This doesn't look like a standard bed you get with caravans usually. So coming round, is there any storage under the bed or anything? Doesn't look to be, you know. But we've got this big wardrobe. at the side of the bed. We've got little lamps at the side as well. Only singular plugs because obviously it's an old caravan. Good size wardrobe, although I'm struggling to get in it because of where I'm positioned, so I'll have to sit on bed. Yeah, you know, it makes caravans, they can be a little tricky to navigate around sometimes, but plenty of space up there to hang your clothes, storage for towels and bedding, and then you've got a little set of drawers here to put your underwear in. And again, just at the bottom, I don't know if you can see that, you've got the little fan heaters, and there we've got my Crocs. Shoot me now, I bet some people want to do. Right, and then we've got a nice big mirror. I don't know what's going on there. It looks like there might have been some damage there at some point, and something's been put over it. Yeah, it's like being cut into it or something. That's really weird. That. Anyway, that might have been where there's been a TV or a bracket on wall. And then we've got a rail and a big blind. One of them blinds again. Unusual to see a blind like that, like what you get in a bathroom in a bedroom. But okay, like I was saying, look, it ain't got central heating as such, or if it has, it's not fully central heated because we've got these wall panels, look, that just plug in. How much heat they provide, I don't know, I've never used one. But there you have it. So, coming back through, back into this living room and kitchen. Now this is where I think this caravan works. The living room, kitchen. I think it's really nice. So there you have it. This is the BK Bluebird Carnival. You know, there's certain things in this van that I really like. Like I really like the living room and the kitchen. The bedroom, not so much. I felt like it was a little bit tight on space. Also the bathroom, not quite my cup of tea. So there's certain parts of this that are absolutely lovely, even though there's things I don't like. Like I don't like the gas fire, but I like the design. I like the look of this caravan. It's quite good. So that's it for this caravan. So I'll see you down the club.